In the previous class, we have discussed regarding the parameters of a projectile motion. In this class, we are going to talk about a circular motion. So, we are familiar with the atomic motion, but now we are going to discuss about circular motion. So, what do you mean by circular motion? Circular motion, it is a motion of a particle in a circular path is called as circular motion. Motion of a particle in a circular path is called as circular motion. Then the next one is uniform circular motion. Uniform circular motion is a motion of a particle in a circular path of uniform speed or constant speed is called as uniform circular motion. Then what are all the terms are related to circular motion? Circular motion. The first one is angular momentum. Angular displacement. Angular displacement is the angle subtended by a particle by moving A to B in a circular path is called as angular displacement. It's an angle subtended at a center of the circle by moving a particle in circular path. So it is an angle subtended at a center of a circle by moving a particle in a circular path is called as angular displacement. For example, let us consider this circle, the center of this circle, and it is A, this is B. The particle moving from A to B create an angle theta. This is called as angular displacement. Theta or d theta is called as angular displacement by moving a particle from A to B of a distance dx at a time dt at an angle theta or d theta. This is called as angular displacement. Then what do you mean by a time? The next term is time. Time is the time taken by the particle to complete one complete circle. It is the time taken by the particle to cover one complete cycle is called as time period. And the next one is frequency. What do you mean by frequency? Here, frequency can be defined as number of revolution per time is called as number of revolution per second is called as frequency. Number of revolution per second is called as frequency. Then how the frequency and time is related? The expression for frequency and time are related as F. F means frequency is equal to 1 over time. Number of cycle per second is called as frequency. This is the formula relation between frequency and time period. So the SI unit of frequency is hertz. It is simply we can write as hertz. This is the SI unit of frequency. And the next one is angular velocity. So angular velocity can be defined as, it is the ratio of angular displacement divided by time taken, is called as angular velocity. It is the ratio of angular displacement divided by time taken is called as angular velocity. And one more term is there, that is linear velocity. Linear velocity. This can be written as, it is the ratio of linear velocity can be represented by small letter v. This can be written as, linear velocity is defined as linear displacement divided by time taken. Linear displacement divided by time taken. These are all the terms are used in the circular motion. First one is angular displacement. Angular displacement nothing but it is an angle subtended by at a center of a circle by a particle moving from A to B in a circular path of a distance dx at a time dt. It is called as angular displacement. Then the time period is the total the particle, it is the time taken by the particle to cover a one complete circle. This is time period. And frequency, this is the number of rotation and number of revolution per second is called as frequency. And the expression for this, f is equal to 1 over t. Here t is time period, and this is the relationship between frequency and time. And the SI unit of frequency is hertz. And the next one is angular velocity. Angular velocity can be defined as angular displacement by time taken. Similarly, linear velocity can be defined as linear displacement divided by time taken. This is regarding about the circular motion, and the terms are involved in the circular motion. And the next concept is relationship between linear velocity and angular velocity. Relationship between linear velocity v and angular velocity omega. So now we have to derive this relationship by using a diagram. Consider this is a circle, this is center of a circle, particle here, this is d theta, this is the distance traveled by a particle from point here to here. This is A, this is B, this is dx, this is radius of a circle, this is center of a circle. So here dx and d theta and dx are the angular and linear displacement when the particle moving from A to B at a time dt, and the r is the radius of a circle, Once again I will repeat. Here d theta and dx are the linear displacement, linear and angular displacement of a particle moving from A to B, and r is the radius of a circle at a time dt. Next we have to derive the relationship between linear and angular velocity. We know that linear velocity can be defined as, linear velocity can be represented by small letter v is equal to linear displacement linear displacement divided by time taken. So that is time. Here linear displacement is dx. Dx divided by time is dt. This is the linear velocity is equal to linear displacement divided by the time taken. But we know that d theta is, here d theta means it is d theta angle subtended by a particle moving from A to B at a distance dx of radius. So therefore dx divided by r. Now simplify dx. Dx is equal to d theta into r. This is equation number 1. This is 2. Now substitute the value of dx to this equation number 1 becomes v equals to d theta r divided by dt. Here d theta by dt is called as angular displacement. So omega is equals to d theta by dt. Here omega represents the angular displacement. So therefore v equals to omega into r. This is the equation shows the relationship between the linear velocity and a angular velocity when a body or a particle moving in a circular path. And the next one is uniform acceleration, centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration. So centripetal acceleration, it is a acceleration of a particle moving in a circular path is called as centripetal acceleration. Now we have to derive the expression for this. Here centripetal acceleration, it is always accelerated on a radial axis and the direction is always directed towards the center. So this is called as centripetal acceleration. Centripetal acceleration, it is an acceleration by a particle in a circular path. So this is regarding about the definition of centripetal acceleration. Now we have to derive this formula for this. So here the particle moving in a circular path of a constant velocity v, constant velocity or speed v, and the radius of curvature and the radius of r as shown in a figure. Here va and vb are the velocities of a and b respectively. It travels from a to b at a distance dx and time dt, and here AC represents the centripetal acceleration. It is always towards the center of a circle. This is regarding about the figure number 1, and in the figure number 2 it represents the change in velocity vector. Here we subtract the velocity vector VB from VA according to the triangle law of subtraction. Vector subtraction. So here the direction of acceleration of VB is same as that of the figure number 1. Figure number 1. Then here observe these two figures. Here triangle OAB and PQR are similar triangle. Both are similar same. Therefore from triangle OAB and PQR, baseline and side lines are equal. Therefore, QR divided by PQ is equal to AB divided by OA. Now substitute the value of these two. QR means, I will continue here. QR nothing but dV divided by B is equal to AB here dx, OA value R. So here dV equals to V into dx divided by R. Now this is called as equation number 1. Now we know that centripetal acceleration is the rate of change of velocity with respect to a time. So therefore centripetal acceleration AC is equal to dV divided by dx. Now we have to simplify dV. So dV is equal to dV is AC into dx. So substitute this value to this equation number 1, we get so dV means AC dx is equal to V dx divided by R. So now AC equals to V by R into dx by this is dV divided by dx. AC equals to V by R acceleration means rate of change of velocity. This is dt. So V divided by R into this is V. dt. This is dt. So here rate of change of displacement here, this is x. So once again I will repeat. Substitute this value. AC is equal to dV by dt. So dV is equal to AC into dx. AC into dx is equal to AC into dx. Now simplify this. AC is equal to V by R dx by dt. Here dx by dt is velocity. Rate of change of displacement is called as velocity. Then V into V square divided by R. Here centripetal acceleration is V square divided by R. This is the expression for centripetal acceleration. But from the Newton's second law of motion, F equals to ma. Here centripetal force can be written as centripetal acceleration into mass into acceleration. Centripetal mass into acceleration. Therefore F is equal to m into V square by R. This is called as centripetal acceleration in terms of Newton's second law of motion. This is regarding about the centripetal acceleration. This complete the 4th chapter, motion in a plane. Thank you.